We've helped multiple companies add hundreds of thousands of dollars in new business, all without hiring for more sales reps. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how we were able to do this for them using our two-step AI lead generation workflow. So no matter what industry you're targeting, you can use this to reach out to your ideal customers and use AI agents to help you close them. Let me show you exactly how this works. Okay, cool, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much here is how you can get more leads without hiring for more salespeople using AI agents. So I'll kind of give you a breakdown of what we've seen in the past working with so many different clients and talking to a lot of business owners. This is the two biggest buckets that most people fall under when it comes to having this type of problem. Either A, they just don't have enough qualified sales calls booked and they don't want to hire new people, don't have the budget to hire new people, or B, they have a hard time managing their pipeline after getting so many calls. So either A, there's two opposite ends of the extreme. Either A, they just have a bunch of calls and they've booked a bunch of calls, or B, after they've booked a bunch of calls, whether it's through paid ads, cold email, LinkedIn, whatever it may be, they have a hard time managing their pipeline. And this is what actually happened to us and a lot of our clients, right? A lot of our clients, they were actually in bucket A, and they did not have qualified sales calls booked for them on their calendar. And after working with them, after essentially getting them those calls, what ended up happening was their pipeline got really full and there was a bunch of leads in there where they were manually having to go in there and, either track it on Google Sheets, or whether they were using HubSpot, Go High Level, Salesforce, they would have to manually go in there, if individually click on it one by one and try to see and find which one which leads are good, which leads are bad, which are dead leads, which emails, or which leads to follow up with. It was just a bunch of things that they were manually having to do that ended up wasting a lot of their sales reps' times. But after some time, what we did was, number one, obviously, we used a lead generation tactic that helped them scale reliably and without breaking the bank. And number two, we automated the CRM so that it follows up with people and cleans up old leads, right? So it solves both issues. One, it solves the issue of not having enough leads, and then two, it solves the issue of automating the CRM so that you don't have to, your sales reps doesn't have to go in there every single week on Monday and manually have to click, okay, was this lead good, was this lead bad, do I follow up with them, is this even a valid lead, what industry are they in? It's just a bunch of hassle. We pretty much solved both problems, and let me show you exactly how we did this, right? So first, let's actually get started with the leads, right? This is what I like to call the lead generating engine, and I'll show you how this lead generating engine works. You're going to use two tools here, smartlead.ai and apollo.io, right? If you don't know what these are basically very, very good outbound tools that we're going to use to reach out to your ideal customers. Smartlead will help you essentially create email accounts to reach out to and manage all of the email sending and infrastructure. And Apollo, you're actually going to get your leads from. You're going to find your ideal customers. You're going to find out who they are. You're going to find out, what industries they're in, what job title they're in, whatever it may be. You're basically going to build a list on Apollo, export that onto SmartLead, and start sending out emails, right? If you haven't already, actually, I have two guides on my channel for both of these two tools. So if you want to go full in depth on how to use SmartLead, how to use Apollo, make sure you check it out. I'll actually leave it in the top right somewhere and you'll be able to watch it, right? But basically, you're going to go onto SmartLead, and what you're going to do is you're going to buy 24 domains, 24 subdomains, right? From there, 24 domains, and if you're going to create 2 email accounts per domain. So that would mean 48 email accounts total. Out of those 48 email accounts, 36, make sure 36 of them are Gmail and 12 of them are Outlook. And then from there, each email account is going to send 22 per day, which would basically mean you're going to send out 21,000 emails per month. So pretty much go in there, buy 24 domains, set up 2 email accounts each, 36 Gmail, 12 Outlook, all sending 22 emails per day. You're going to be sending 20,000 emails per day, or per month, which is pretty good, right? Then I just want to show you some numbers here when it comes to sending out 20,000 emails per month. Let's say if you send out 21,000 emails, you get a 1% reply rate, which is honestly which is decent. It's not the best, but let's say industry average, right? If you get a 1% reply rate, and out of those 1% replies, let's say 10% of those are positive. So 1% reply rate would mean 210 replies, right? Because obviously 1% of 21K is 210. Out of those 210, let's say 10% of those 210 are positive. So 10% are like, yeah, Liz, I'm interested, right? That would mean 21 positive responses. Out of those 21 positive responses, let's say you book 10 calls. That's pretty decent for pretty much only 500 a month, 400 a month. You're essentially booking 10 calls a month. That's how the numbers add up, and that's why I want you to buy 24 domains and all these email accounts, right? Now you might be like, okay, Arian, what scripts do I use? Like, how do I actually get a 1% reply rate? Like, we've tried cold email in the past before. It didn't really work out. We ended up landing in spam. We just didn't know what to say, how to say it. Don't worry. Pretty much, depending on your offer, you can use this script right here. It goes like this. Hey, name, if we could help you get this offer without paying, like we did for company name, would you be interested, right? So, for example, it says something like, hey, name, if we could get you 10 to 20 wedding catering leads every month without using referrals, like we did for company name, would you be interested? P.S. If we can't get you 10 in 90 days, you don't pay. So depending on your offer and depending on your industry or whatever your service or product is, this script can work. This script more than likely will work. It's not always guaranteed to work, but this script is pretty simple, pretty short, pretty to the point. You just have to make sure that this that you have a granular offer. But again, it really depends on what your offer is, what your industry is, and who you're targeting, right? But with that said, though, if you do want hyper-specific scripts for your specific industries, I actually made a free guide. It's called 5 cold email scripts to help you book 10 to 20 calls every month that you can use instantly. It's in the description below. It's inside my free school community, which I just launched. So you can join it, get this free guide. It's very, very in-depth. It'll give you, like I said, it'll give you a really good 5 cold email scripts. And depending on the industry, offer, services, I have multiple examples in there that you can just use and copy our scripts immediately so that you can just start booking calls, right? So click the link below, join my free school community, and you can get these 5 cold email scripts, right? So that's pretty much the lead generating engine, right? Make sure you set up all these accounts, and then from there, use these scripts that I gave you you use this script, obviously, as well as all the other scripts I mentioned inside my school community, and you will book anywhere between 10 to 20 calls every single month. Pretty much with this volume and those scripts and tying in the offer, you should be able to, right? So that's the lead generating engine, right? That's how you solve the lead generation problem. Don't mind me, I'm just drinking coffee. By the way, guys, I would love to know, what type of coffee do you drink? I'm more of a black coffee plus honey type of guy because I'm not a pussy and I don't drink freaking milk. I just like it straight raw and putting in some honey in there. So leave in the description what type of coffee you drink as well. Anyway, let's get into the second part, which is Clean Ops AI. So what this is essentially an AI agent that will go inside of your CRM and help you essentially clean and format your CRM so that your sales reps don't waste thousands of hours every single week. Or not thousands, but like multiple 20 to 40 hours a week, essentially just cleaning and manually going into CRM and optimizing it, right? So, like I said, it'll help you clear out old data and unverified contacts. It'll help you categorize leads depending on, okay, what industry are they in? What job title is this person? Where is this person geographically, right? And it'll help you follow up with prospects as well. So let me show you a brief overview or breakdown of how this all works, and I need to zoom out. So this is clay.com. And again, if you want a full guide on clay.com, I also have a full guide on that. Top right in the description, top right, just click the top right. But pretty much here is, it's you can think of clay.com as like a table, right? Like a Google Sheets table that connects to all of your favorite sales tools. So essentially, what you're going to do is first, you're going to connect clay.com to your CRM, right? Or your CRM to clay.com. And what you will be able to do from there, whether it's HubSpot, Salesforce, I don't know if they have a Go High Level one. If they don't, you might have to manually export it from Go High Level and put it in here. But most of you are probably using HubSpot, Pipedrive, Close, Salesforce, whatever it may be. And then essentially you're going to connect your your CRM into clay.com. And then from there, what you're going to do is essentially format the prospects in this way. So when you connect it, you can essentially get a column of leads that you may have. Let's say it's the email accounts, and put it in here. So it'll be like, okay, this person, here's their name, and you'll be able to just have all the data in there. By the way, these are fake email accounts, obviously. These are like Ford, Tesla. This is a fake company. This is a fake email account of mine. and this is a McLaren, right? So that's the first step. Just connect your CRM data, right? Then what you're going to do is essentially get the website of it, of the company. So whether you should be able to export this on your CRM. If you can't, what you can actually do is use Clay's normalized domain function on the email accounts. So you're just going to click on normalized domain on the add enrichment, and then essentially normalize the email accounts so you pull the domains of those websites. So pretty much you're just gonna be like, hey Clay, can you normalize this domain? Take a look at this column, and you're gonna forward it to this, and it'll normalize it. Then what you're going to do is if you have actual sales team and you have CRM data, you should be recording your sales calls, right? Like if you're not doing that, I don't know what you're doing. So whether you're using Fathom, whether you're using Fireflies, or whatever other note-taking tools out there, you're going to put the transcript of those calls inside of your CRM so that we can export it into clay.com. So how you can do that is essentially go to Fathom, go to any of your favorite sales tools, copy the transcript, put it as a note in your CRM, and then leave it there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to export that transcript and put it into clay.com, and you'll see why later, right? So again, all of this is CRM data. Like this is all stuff that you should already have in your CRM, by the way. Maybe I'm not sure if at your company, if you guys would use transcript, let's say, or put the transcript inside the CRM, but if you do, definitely do that, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the email account is valid using a email verifier. So for some of you, you might have a contacts in there that you haven't touched in like 2 years, right? And what ends up happening is people end up moving jobs. Maybe they end up switching email accounts. Maybe they get promoted, so they're different email accounts. What I'm trying to say is the data might be stale or used or old, right? And then what you're going to do is essentially use an email verifier to make sure that the email account is still valid, so that you're only sending out to valid email accounts and not dead email accounts. Dead email accounts is obviously if they've moved positions, they've changed jobs, whatever it may be, right? You can use debounce, you can use million verifier, you can use whatever. I'm using debounce here, but you're gonna add the Clay enrichment into debounce to make sure that it's valid. So you can see it says valid, valid, valid. This one's invalid because obviously it's a fake email address. Then finally, what you're going to do is you're going to create a follow-up email sequence, and I believe I'll show you here how, right? You're going to create a follow-up email sequence, right? How this will work is essentially, is essentially you're going to take a look at the transcript, and you're going to tell Chat GPT, like, hey, you are assisting so-and-so sales rep on composing a follow-up email based off of this transcript. Write a concise follow-up that summarizes the sales call, make it 5th grade reading level in 75 words or less, summarize the sales call, and essentially what you're going to do, what it'll output you is this. It'll be like, hey, person, thank you for our call today. It was great to learn about your video production business and how your goals. We discussed how Gamic Media can help you do blah, 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 blah. Right? So now you have a follow-up email based off of the transcript, because sometimes your sales rep takes so many calls, they're not going to remember a call that they had 6 months ago, much more or less like a year or two ago, right? So this is very, very good, because if you have the transcript, it'll literally write you a follow-up email based off of what the transcript was about. All you need is a transcript. So that's how you can actually write follow-up emails based off a transcript, right? Then what you can do is you could also score the lead, right? So let's say you're like, okay, for this quarter we're really going to focus on automotive companies, right? Let's say, right? And you have this list of companies, and you're like, okay, this is way too much manual labor to go in there and see if this is an automotive company, right? What you can do is you can use AI again to basically tell GPT, be like, hey, go to the domain of this company, and then score the lead on how likely it is that they're an automotive company. 10 meaning they fit the description perfectly, and 1 meaning they're nowhere close to fitting. And then it'll go in there, it'll be like 9, 10, 10, 1, right? So essentially, you have an entire list of prospects, and you're like, okay, this quarter we only want to reach out to automotive companies, but this lead list might have like automotive, manufacturing, engineering, all that stuff, right? You can score the lead based on how likely it is that they're a good fit, and then only reach out to the ones that are like 7 or 8 or above, right? So I'm sure you're starting to get the understand how powerful this tool is, because not only will you save your sales reps more time, but then they can use that time to close more qualified prospects. So depending on where you want to hit your sales quota this quarter, or just overall just saving time so your team is more efficient and they close more deals and you have more calls and you increase your revenue and close more deals, this tool is insane. This AI agent tool that we built here is insane, right? So ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much the Clean Ops AI. You will essentially pull a lead list of, but essentially use your CRM data, make sure that the email accounts are valid. You can categorize the lead depending on what industry they're in, as well as you can write follow-up emails with your prospects, even if you had a call with them years ago. So all automated for you, by the way. So you can imagine the amount of manual labor being taken away from your team so that they can focus more on closing and not this tedious manual VA work, essentially, that should be in there. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Clean Ops AI, and that is essentially how you can get more leads without hiring more sales reps, optimizing your time, and essentially having everything using AI agents to do so, right? So if you found this video valuable, please press like and subscribe for more content like this. If you want the guide that I mentioned for cold email, go join my free community. I also post in there weekly, like multiple times a week, on the best cold email tips and advice, as well as the best lead generation advice that we're seeing right now with B2B companies in general. And if you are a B2B business and you want someone to handle all of this for you, free up your sales team's time by 20 to 40 hours a month minimum, and book 5 to 12 qualified calls every single month, click the link below to speak with me, and we can see if we're a good fit to help you out. Here's some results that we got some of our clients. You can see Debug here closing $13,000 deals, $20,000 deals, more deals closed, 5 to 10K deal, and then Renee from First Rank basically closing somebody above, right? So hope you found that video valuable. Please press like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.